North Florida. Yes, sir. Great happy day, North Florida. Let's go. You guys are tuning in with God Tier Scouting. How is everyone doing today? Especially Cole.
Great.
Let's go. Alrighty, Cole. We got a pretty sick episode coming in today. Is that right?
We have a fucking sick episode coming
Oh, yeah. Cole, what the F are we going to be talking about today?
Today we got the top 10 motherfucking running backs.
Dude, top 10 what?
Points per reception leagues for 2021 fantasy football, sir.
Bro, I ain't trying to play around anymore, bro. Top 10? Oh.
Top 10.
Bro, they ain't
You are getting the insight. You're getting 10 instead of normal 5 or too many with 20. We're getting 10 today.
10 of these baller mother effers.
A look inside the minds of two top-tier fantasy football players.
God, yes, sir. Fire me up. All right. So we're going into our top 10 backs. Before we do that, let's give y'all some updates. So, we'd already talked about how Cam Akers, you guys have already know Cam Akers has injured himself. The Rams went and got Mr. Sony Michel from New England. The Rams are anticipating that Sony Michel is going to step in and be the number one back. Darrell Henderson also is going to get a mass majority of those shares with him. So we'll see what happens. I like Sony Michel a lot, though. I don't think Darrell Henderson's all that, but we'll see if he proves me wrong. Then J.K. Dobbins, big news, blows his effing knee out. Like, what the fuck, dude?
This is why we don't play running backs in the fucking preseason.
Exactly. That's why we don't do fantasy drafts in the preseason. My boy Connor just drafted less than a week ago. J.K. Dobbins was his second or third pick. Blown out knee. Done for the season. What the fuck is he supposed to do? I don't know. Hopefully he checks out this video and gets some good advice, and he'll draft better next time. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Let's jump into this awesome, amazing list we both got here. Cole, who is your number 10 back going into 2021 PPR Fantasy Football?
Number 10, I have Mr. Nick Chubb, Cleveland Browns. 6 on the strength of schedule. He's got a pretty easy schedule for running backs, and I think we all know that Nick Chubb is extremely talented.
Very.
He's finished top 10 for the second straight season last year. He's a proven top-tier back, man. You should probably be looking at him a little bit higher on this list. The only reason he's not is because of who he has with him in the backfield, and that is Kareem Hunt. Yeah. Kareem Hunt is going to eat a little bit of those targets, but, 190 carries last year with 1,067 yards and 12 touchdowns. Despite an MCL sprain.
That's sick.
And he was also actually this year he is behind the number 1 PFF ranked O-line in the NFL.
That's awesome news. I like hearing that.
For blocking, for running backs. And we know Nick Chubb is a serious running back. I mean, this guy's awesome. So you're going to want him on your roster. If it wasn't for Kareem Hunt, we're talking about a top 5 guy. For sure, you could still see that with him.
Yes.
So, not too much more to be said there. I think I'll go ahead and pass it right back on to you, sir, for your number 10 running back.
Alrighty. My guy is Mr. Ezekiel Elliott. I have him at number 10. Zeke should probably be higher, but last year was kind of pathetic looking. That being said, though, the offensive line was really, really poor. Everyone got hurt. Jaleel Collins, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, all were hurt last year. So that makes a lot of sense why he struggled. He also fumbled a lot, which I did not fuck with. He needs to hold on to the damn ball. Other than that, he's had a great offseason. It seems like he's been dieting very well. He looks elusive. He looks very quick. There's no reason why Zeke should be a top 5 back, especially with Mr. Prescott back on the field, bro.
Do we see the return of the crop top, man?
Seriously, bro, Zeke should be nothing but, elite. We've seen it before, bro. Zeke is a very good football player, but like I said, I have a number 10 because I have trust issues. So we'll see what happens. I'll go and dive into my number 9 with Mr. Saquon Barkley. Dude. This guy...
Sad that he should even be outside of the top 3, man.
Seriously, without injuries, this guy, I would make the argument, is the most talented running back in the game. Like, Absolutely. He literally is so awesome to watch. He's an absolute freak show. Injuries have been holding him back, but when he is on the field, he is an absolute problem. And I hope he can stay healthy. We'll see what he has to offer this year. The way things have been looking, he looks like he's going to start week 1. He still has that Q next to his name when you're going and drafting him. Don't let that scare you, okay? He should not be falling to the second round.
Not at all.
That being said, though, do I want to take him with the top 5 pick? No. I want to take him with the top, especially in PPR.
It's a high risk.
It is a very, very high risk. But towards the end of the round, do I want Barkley? Yes. Definitely take Barkley. Do not let him fall to second. That is amazing value in the second. Round. I'll pass it over to Cole. Cole, who is your number 9 back?
All right, number 9 here, I've got Mr. Joe Mixon, somebody who doesn't really show up on my lists very often, but this year I'm bringing him back. And that is because he has tallied back-to-back 1,400 total yard seasons before 2020 where he got hurt.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, and that was with Andy Dalton and Giovanni Bernard sucking up all his targets.
Wow.
So his 2021 outlook looks to be his best absolutely yet. He's only 25 years old. I think a lot of people aren't really factoring that into the equation because we are sick of hearing Joe Mixon as the name Joe Mixon. I think a lot of people are sick of hearing it. And that's fine, but the guy's 25 years old, man, and he is a talented running back in a crap organization that looks like they actually might have some potential this year. So I think that this is the guy for the league's top rebound candidate. I'm just saying, this year there's no challenging handcuff for him on the roster, and I really do expect a lot from him barring injury this year. So I think with that being said, I should go ahead and move into my number 8. Unless you have any reservations about that, sir.
Nope, that sounds good to me. I did not know that back-to-back 1,400 yard total yard season. That is extremely impressive. With Giovanni Bernard being there,
that's insane.
Yeah, I will say Mixon is not on my list, and that's just because I don't believe in the Bengals. I think the Bengals are a piss-poor org. Go ahead and do yours.
Well, some variation from our list is a good thing. With that being said, I think number 8 here, I have Mr. Saquon Barkley, and pretty much Eric said a lot of what I had to say, but he's an amazing running back. I think we all know that. I think his rookie season was like the best season for a rookie running back that I've ever seen in my lifetime. You know, I'm 23 years old, so keep that in mind. But he is a risky pickup. In fact, he's the most risky pickup we've got this year. I think that he is the highest ceiling that you can get and the absolute most risk. When you pick this guy, you got to know what you're doing. So
like 2013 Adrian Peterson after the ACL tear.
Yeah, I mean, he is the absolute most talented running back on the field when he's healthy. It seems wise to expect a little bit of a lighter load on him this year, but he's probably, like I said, the highest upside, highest risk player in this draft. So if he's there in the second round, like Eric said, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah,
first,
seriously.
Why are you playing with these scrubs? Anyways.
Casuals.
Yep. So we all want to see him realize his talent because he's amazing, and we love to watch guys like that. But any running back in the league is risk when you pick him. Saquon Barkley's the same way. Do not let this guy slip because he's a league winner, dude. If he stays healthy and you get him in the second round, congratulations. You already won.
Good job. Yeah, you did.
You already won.
Take the trophy home now.
So I'm going to go ahead and pass it right back over to you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Nick Chubb. Cole already said a lot of things, I wanted to say. I do want to reiterate PFF's number 1 offensive line. That is really good to hear. I love hearing that kind of shit. I don't know if y'all watched our tight end episode, but I did make a point about George Kittle. I ranked him number 4. Aside from fantasy football and PPR leagues, he's my number 1 tight end. The reason I bring up that point is, aside from fantasy football, Nick Chubb is a top 5, top 3 running back overall. Pure runner. This guy is extremely efficient and very good. I do want to bring up another point. PFF ranked him as the number 1 most elusive running back. Some of you may be wondering, what do you mean by elusive? He broke 66 tackles on 206 touches. That is extremely consistent, especially in the National Football League. People can't touch him. We do want to bring up PPR, though. Not only does he get in the end zone, that's very awesome. He does not catch the ball a whole lot. That's why they got Kareem Hunt there. But I do want to say, Minnesota Vikings fan right here, Kevin Stefanski, who's the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, used to be at Minnesota, and he loves running the ball, and he does it very successfully. And if you watch Cleveland this year, they're going to run that ball to open up the play action, and that's kind of how they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
So Chubb is going to be good, and I have no doubts about it. I'm going to move on.
Cleveland's going to be good. Just got to throw that out there. Cleveland is a scary team.
Yes, they are. They got everything there. I will move on to my number 10, 9, 8. My number 7. My number 7. I'm sorry. James Robinson, dude. So, what's his face? Travis Etienne, they got in the first round. What's that injury called? Do you know what it's called?
That is a Liz Frank injury.
Yeah, dude. That kind of injury ends careers. It's what happened to Maurice Jones-Drew.
Jaguars moment right there, my friend. Corey Grant suffered the same fate. This is very sad, and I wish the best for Etienne.
But for James Robinson's fantasy football sake, this is amazing for James Robinson. And this was the first undrafted free agent rookie ever to rush for 1,000 yards.
Amazing season.
He helped my fantasy team get to the championship last year as being the number 4 overall back. This wasn't in PPR, though. Does James Robinson catch the ball? He does. He does catch the ball well, but he's also a very good rusher. I also believe that they had Minshew last year. Minshew is decent, but they have Trevor Lawrence now, and they have a lot more weapons, and I believe that passing game will open up the run game a lot more. Yeah. And they're also going to be committed to the run because Urban Meyer likes running the ball. That being said, I don't see why this guy should be top 5. I have him at number 6.
7.
I have him at number 7. Thank you for correcting me. I have him at number 7 just because I'm just trying to hold my horses, right?
Yeah.
But this guy's going to be top 5.
Yeah, real good upside, man. Look, everybody doesn't want to talk about this, but we saw the Jags in this preseason. A lot of people have a lot to say about the Jags in this preseason. We're missing our two of our top 5 highest paid guys on our team, Brandon Linder and Andrew Norwell. And when they get back on the field, do not underestimate this offensive line. We saw what they can actually do in the 3rd preseason game
against Dallas, dude.
James Robinson,
really good, bro.
I felt was very disrespectful to pick Travis Etienne in the first round. That being said, I do love the combination, but here we go. James Robinson, the gods have favored your career, my friend. Take advantage of it.
All right, Cole.
Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to my number 7, who is Aaron Jones with the Green Bay Packers. And that is because Aaron Jones has been efficient and productive in 2 seasons so far as the lead back in Green Bay. And the Packers made a huge commitment, actually, financially to him this offseason. So that means that they do believe in him as a role player in this offense. And Williams last year took up 27% of the carries.
Damn.
In that offense. So that's now freed up for Aaron Jones. I mean, we do know that he's not going to get all 27% of that, but he's going to get more carries, going to have more involvement, and workload is going to increase for this guy. That being said, he does have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL for running backs at the 30th strength schedule, but I do expect to see a major season from him with Aaron Rodgers returning to the team. So with that being said, I think it is time for me to move to my number 6 player, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, my number 6 player is going to be Austin Eckler with the Los Angeles Chargers. Austin Eckler has been consistently one of the best pass-catching backs in the league for the past 2 seasons. Nobody can say otherwise about that.
Yeah,
but he's also shown that he's capable of running the ball just fine. And Justin Herbert in this offense should be a major enabler for Eckler in this part of his career. He is definitely, without a doubt, RB1 in PPR. And even in PPR, RB1, he's looking like a top 3 possible player this year. So he's a great pick that's not even he's usually going to fall out of the top 5. So if you have like a mid-round, first-round pick, dude, take him.
It's an easy pick.
There's been nothing from Austin Eckler that should suggest that we should doubt this guy in his career.
And he has Herbert thrown to him.
He's literally just been proving everyone wrong over and over and over again. So I don't think there's much more to say about a guy like that. I mean, he has one of the easier schedules as well for running back, 7th for the strength schedule. And I think we should go ahead and move on, my friend, to your number 6?
My number 6 might piss people off. Najee Harris, number 1 pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. Their number 1 pick, not the number 1 overall pick. That was Mr. Trevor Lawrence. Najee is nasty. Ooh, nasty Najee. I kind of like that. Anyway, so this guy was at Alabama, and he was everything you could ask for in a running back. He could pass block, he could catch, he could run through the tackles, he could run people over, he can spin around you, he can jump over you. He was outstanding and debatably the most valuable player on offense, other side from Mac Jones, who's having an incredible preseason right now. Shout out to Mac Jones.
Highest ranked.
Mac Jones literally did so awesome that they cut Cam Newton. That's fucking alarming. But we're going to get back into running backs. Najee Harris is on the Pittsburgh Steelers. One reason why I think Najee's going to succeed is because the Pittsburgh Steelers have a winning culture. And they know how to win games there. And they know how to get the best out of their players. And just watching Najee through preseason so far, not only has he been running the ball, but he's been catching very well. He had a 60-yard reception. I forgot who their opponent was, but he looked so elusive, so quick running down the sideline. He got around that corner extremely well. Keep your eyes on number 22. He's going to get plenty of opportunity this year. They're going to take advantage of him. He's going to take a lot of pressure off Ben Roethlisberger as well. There is a solid and very young, promising running back in Pittsburgh, and they have every reason to be excited about him.
Absolutely.
We'll jump into my number 5, Mr. Austin Eckler. Like Cole said, Cole really broke him down extremely well. He's going to be falling towards the end of the first round, and that is amazing value. If he falls in the second round, like I said about Saquon, that is amazing value. This guy's going at PP. If you're tuning into our channel, I'm assuming you're here to watch PPR. You're tuning in to get PPR advice. That Eckler is everything you want in a PPR league.
Dude, seriously.
He's getting as many receptions as a number 1 wide receiver, and he's running the ball.
I'm not sure if you guys if you guys heard the last episode we did on running backs, Austin Eckler was on track to have more receptions more targets, than a wide receiver, number 1 wide receiver on half the teams in the NFL if he would have stayed in that track last year. So he's amazing. He's an amazing value pick for sure.
And a fun fact for you, he was not ranked but named the most strong pound for pound NFL player. Look him up. He can do one-arm pull-ups like it's air. That shit's crazy, bro. Eckler is absolute baller, and he's number 1 back there. I did see this today, though. I wasn't going to add this, but I just remembered randomly. The Chargers kept 4 running backs on the roster. I know they got Jackson there. I don't know who else they have there. But Eckler should be the feature back there, and they have a very promising quarterback in Justin Herbert, so there's no reason why Eckler is not going to get the opportunity he deserves. That was the start, my number 5, Mr. Eckler. I'm going to throw it back to Cole. Cole, starting off your number 5, who do you have at running back?
I have the king. I have Derrick Henry.
Wow, number 5.
Number 5, yeah, I know. He's coming off his 8th. He's coming off the 8th, sorry, not his 8th. That would be insane. 2,000-yard rushing season in NFL history. And he easily leads the league in carries, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns over the past 2 years. Despite underwhelming receiving production, he's finished as a top 5 running back across fantasy in the scoring formats for both years. So Aaron Jones is the only other guy who can say that, and Henry should be like the focal point of the offense again in 2021. And he's the best bet if you're looking for a carry-by-carry running back in this year's fantasy football draft. And he should, I think actually Draft Sharks had him for 30 carries more than anyone else in the NFL this year. So while that volume is ridiculous over the past 2 seasons, he's really durable. He's only 27, and this is going to be an efficient offense in 2021. I don't see any problem with this guy staying as productive as he has.
Yeah, I agree.
I really just don't. And I think there's not much else to say about him. So I'm going to go ahead and move into my number 4, and that is Ezekiel Elliott. So Elliott is heading into the 6th season of his career. That's a lot of seasons for a running back.
It sure is.
We all know what he's capable of, and it's pretty likely he's going to see some decline. But I can't ignore the past 5 years, or the first 5 years actually. So injuries has been the only thing that's held him back last year. And, man, I mean, Dak Prescott's injury last year hurt the entire offense. And, I mean, he did lose his starting center for, I think it was like 36 games or something. But he has all of his offensive line back this year.
Tyron Smith, Leo Collins, Zach Martin,
yep.
all back. And these aren't average
with
Joes.
Dak Prescott. So let's not forget Tony Pollard is coming back, but I don't think he's going to challenge. I really don't believe that. It's still Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody knows who he is. Feed Zeke. That's like a famous thing now. So, I mean, without saying too much, I think that there's no reason to... I would think that Tony Pollard's going to see more work than he did last year, but he seriously is still a top 5 running back, and he's going to be just fine. And he could come out there. The other thing is he could come out there with Dak Prescott coming back and his healthy O-line coming back, and he could blow it up, absolutely blow it up. And that's the kind of stuff you're looking for when you're taking people in fantasy football. So I think without being too in depth about that, we'll go ahead and pass it over to you, Eric, for your number 4 player.
Alrighty. So we talked about Austin Eckler. Now, if we want to talk about Austin Eckler on cocaine, absolute apex predator, we'll talk about my boy Alvin Kamara. Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest. I don't like supporting him because he's on the Saints. FTS. I hate the effing Saints. But I can't just...
Do you have an acronym for every NFC team?
I can't ignore the greatness, and this guy is fucking awesome. It pisses me off, dude.
He's got a great story too, man. He comes real late in the draft.
Yeah. He can run the ball extremely well. He ran the ball 187 times, almost had 1,000 yards. But that's why did you compare him to Austin Eckler? He had 100 targets plus as a running back, 83 receptions, 750 yards, 5 touchdowns. He led all running backs in touchdowns with 21 touchdowns. I just want to say real quick, the Minnesota Vikings really inflated that number by being complete just cheese on Christmas. It was 6 fucking touchdowns, dude. It's ridiculous. It's whatever.
6 touchdowns, that's nuts.
Alvin Kamara is amazing. He is a fantastic football player. I hate to say it, but he is. And people are wondering, how's that quarterback situation going to affect him? If you don't know now, Jameis Winston is the starter there. I would have been a little worried with Taysom Hill being the starting quarterback there, but with Jameis Winston there, Jameis Winston might throw some picks, but he's going to get the ball to Kamara, and they're going to run the ball efficiently at Kamara.
AK-47 is back. I just got to say it.
Yeah, dude. Kamara's going to be fine, and Kamara should be a top 3, top 5 pick easily. That guy's a problem.
Yeah.
And I will bet he's either a 1,000-yard pass catcher or a 1,000-yard rusher this year. Either or. I wouldn't be surprised if he did both. I really wouldn't be surprised if he went Marshall Faulk.
That would be insane.
And people have done it before. If there's anyone else that can do it again, it's Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
So, do I jump to my number 3 or do I pass to you?
I think you jump in your number 3, my friend.
Okay. Mine was King Henry at number 3. Mr. 2K King Henry rushed for 2,000 yards. That's pretty awesome.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I gotta put some respect on his name. I think he should be number 3, no doubt about it. The only reason I don't have him higher is this is a PPR channel, and he does not catch the ball very often.
Yeah, exactly.
He does not do that at all. Does he rush the ball? He rushes the ball better than anyone in the league.
I mean, have you seen the guy? He definitely can rush the ball.
Yeah. He's very effective, especially late in the games, bro. When the defense gets tired, he eats them up. If there's anything that might take away from Derrick Henry this year is they went out and got Julio Jones to help with the pass game. But at the same time, that threat in the pass game can really open up the run game.
Up, dude. I mean, who did not stack the box last year to stop Derrick Henry, or the year before that?
Exactly. And
do they do that now, or do they triple freaking cover
Julio Jones or A.J. Brown?
If they do that, then A.J. Brown's open. So, yeah, you got a nightmare.
I do want to say I anticipate the Titans to be making a deep playoff run and potential Super Bowl run. So I have King Henry very high, and I expect him to have a fantastic year.
As much as I hate that, I do have to agree.
That being said, I'll pass it back over to Cole.
All right, so I am going to be my number 3 here is actually going to be Alvin Kamara. I think we talked about him quite a bit already. But you can definitely say Drew Brees had a conservative kind of play style that definitely benefited Kamara.
Yes.
But
check down God.
Look, a lot of people have things to say about Drew Brees not being there anymore and questions to Kamara's upside in 2021. Dude, the guy is just he's still young. He's 26. There's not enough evidence here to take him out of top 5, okay? And he's going to get high target volume. They're not going to just waste the guy. He's led all running backs in PPR points per game, and he's ranked first in total touchdowns, and first in catches, and first in receiving yards.
It's by a long shot, too.
In the average since he came in the league. So he's now actually caught an average of 81 to 83 catches in all seasons.
That's ridiculous. Dude.
Absolutely absurd. And he's averaged nearly 103 targets per season.
I'd be willing to bet that's the average for number 2 wide receivers from all NFL teams.
You're getting a guy who is basically a wide receiver. Him and Austin Eckler are the most pure wide receiver, receiving backs that this league has to offer. And
yes.
I think that it would be dumb to pass up on him. I was getting a little low on him earlier before this week, really, and I started looking back into it, and I think he's going to be great this year. So, with that being said, I think number 2 for us, we actually have the same player, and for our number 2 and number 1, we have the same player. So, I'm going to let Eric do number 2 for us here, and then I will come back with their number 1 player.
All right,
go ahead, sir.
Hold on 1 second real quick. Let me just put my little hat on real quick. Wow, that's a good-looking hat right there. That's a good-looking hat, baby. Come on, man. All right, and my number 2, Mr. Dalvin Cook. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Mr. Whoop, 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 whoop. Dude, this guy is... I love this man so much. He's been so good to me. We paid him last year, and he deserved it all. I would like to say that one thing I think is very impressive, and I just want to address this real quick, why I think he's going to be successful and not only probably consistent, probably better. We addressed offensive line this year. Vikings are so bad at doing that. But this year, dude, we went and got the number 1 tackle in Power 5. He's coming off an injury, and we're just waiting to hear updates about it. And then we went and got the number 1 Big Ten guard back-to-back the last 2 years in Wyatt Davis. Wyatt Davis is getting a solid depth position right now, and he's making his way up the depth chart. He's had a great offseason, but this guy named Oli Udoh stole his spot, and that's because Oli Udoh has been playing extremely well. It's not because Wyatt Davis has been slacking. That being said, offensive line is stepping up, and Dalvin Cook's going to eat. And you guys are like, oh my God, they have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Bro, we are a run-first offense. We are a run-first offense, and we play hard defense, okay? We went and boosted up the defense this year, and I think there's going to be a lot of turnovers, which means there's going to be a lot more offensive opportunities, which means Dalvin Cook is going to fucking eat, baby. Do not fucking sleep on this man. And real quick, Dalvin Cook only had like 1,600 rushing yards. Only. He's going to get more. He's going to run that ball more. He's going to catch the ball more. I wish he got as many catches as Kamara. I fucking wish, bro. He would snap. But he has Justin Jefferson out of the interceptions. What can he do? Regardless, with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, and when Irv Smith comes back from his knee injury or whatever, and Dalvin Cook, the Vikings are going to be in the red zone a lot this year. And I promise, if we are in the 10, Dalvin Cook is getting the ball 3 times in a row. I can promise you that. And that also being said, Minnesota had a top 10 offense last year with a fucking bottom 3 defense. If our defense is anything above top 20, top 15, dude, we're going to be top 5, top 3 offense. No doubt about it. And you guys are like, no, I don't believe in Cousins or whatever. Cousins definitely, okay, if we're talking PPR-wise, PPR fantasy football-wise, Cousins delivers. He does. When it comes to your fantasy offensive weapons. As a quarterback, he's all right. But he does get the ball to Thielen. He does get the ball to Jefferson. And Cook does get in the end zone. And he catches the ball. we're talking about wins, we're talking about real football in general, yes, Cousins struggles to win games. We're not even going to talk about that, and it makes me sad.
It's a very efficient offense regardless.
Exactly. So Cook is an easy home run smasher number 2. I would not take him number 1 over the person Cole is about to reference. But Dalvin Cook is an absolute baller. Go Knowles, baby. Fucking Knowles. Cole, who is the number 1 running back in PPR?
So I think this guy that I missed last year because he is an absolute baller, but it is Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. Talk about a Smith or Swiss Army knife, actually. Swiss Army knife of a player, but in 2020 he got hurt. So we haven't talked about him for about a year now. But man, dude, I mean, he was amazing the year before that. He's a well-established, elite, dual-threat playmaker. That's something you only usually say about quarterbacks, but this guy is literally a wide receiver and a running back just merged into one person. It's amazing. So he's only missed in games in 2020 in his entire career. He's 25 years old, and you will not find a running back with a better combination of ability, with the safety and the amount of touches he is going to guaranteed get, and the amount of guaranteed receptions he's going to get. He's ridiculous, dude. I don't even know how to describe this guy.
He's so
it's
good.
not even fair. So he's going to rebound. I mean, I would be extremely surprised if he doesn't rebound. He has 9 times in his career caught 10-plus catches in one game. And that's not a very long career, dude. I mean, that's ridiculous. PPR, that's 10 catches is 10 points for you in PPR. So keep that in mind.
I do want to say real quick. So, like Cole said, he freaking tore his ACL last year and was the number 1 pick. Missed the entire season. We're talking Derrick Henry had 2,000 yards.
Sad.
Kamara had an outstanding season. Dalvin Cook had an outstanding season. And this guy's still the number 1 projected fantasy player. He's a number 1 pick.
And if you look anywhere, dude, I mean, everyone agrees. And that is because there's something there. It's not because people are just putting him up there for no reason. He missed the entire season last year, and people still think he's going to be the number 1 pick for an entire PPR league. So there's a point there. Now, he has a supporting cast that includes DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and Terrence Marshall. And that is a strong supporting cast. So he's not going to see a ton of loaded boxes. If they see a ton of loaded boxes at the beginning of the season, that's not gonna last very long because Sam Darnold's here now. He can actually throw the freaking ball down.
What do you think of Darnold? Do you like Darnold?
I don't know if I like Darnold specifically, but I do know that he has the ability to get the ball where it needs to go.
I like Darnold. I think Darnold's been good.
And if what we saw from McCaffrey in his best, I mean, his first 2 years in the season, I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy is awesome.
He's so awesome.
I love to watch this guy. I've been watching him since he was in Stanford. Or since he was at Stanford, and he has always been just like this ridiculous athletic talent. And it ain't going to stop this year. So I think that's an easy number 1, guys. Number 1 overall
He is
pick.
easily number 1, and I'm wearing a Vikings hat right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I think that concludes our list because there is not much more to say about Christian McCaffrey other than he is amazing.
He's
I
the
hope
best.
He stays healthy.
Shout out to him.
I hope everyone on this list stays healthy this year, guys. That is the most unpredictable part of fantasy football is just health. And we always want to see players stay healthy. No one wants to get hurt. So
that being said, we're dropping a sleeper episode. I want y'all to check out. This will fill in that void between picks like 6 and 10. And then a tight end episode as well.
What else are we doing?
We also dropped a quarterback and a wide receiver. Go check all these out, guys. It will help you so much. We put a lot of time and effort into these, and I really think it will benefit your draft season this year if you are in PPR leagues.
And we're going to do something unprecedented here. We're going to review each other's teams that we drafted in our leagues so we can either roast the hell out of each other and tell us why we suck.
Oh, God.
Or we can really analyze our own picks and see our own mistakes, which is what we want to do on this channel. We want to own up to something where we're not right. We want to learn.
We will admit it. I'm not. We are genuine. I promise.
Absolutely.
I will admit if I suck ass. It happens all the time. It's what makes you grow and makes you come strong.
I can second that. Just kidding. It's not suck ass all the time. Anyways, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you have the most success possible in your league this year.
Even though it's dark outside, great day in North Florida. Yo,
great day, great night, great morning.
Thank you for tuning in to God Tier Scouting. Come on, now.